Okay, we're going to walk through some of the troubleshooting that I had after, or checks that I made after removing the Edelbrock supercharger. So first off, this is the injector rail from this side. Check the pins on it, just like it is right now, more or less. I already had them clocked in accordance with the pins on the actual rail. The tips of the injectors look fine. No issues that I'm seeing there. On the injector controller, checked all the pins on here. I don't see any that look like they're messed up or missing, other than what's not supposed to be there already, which would be on this smaller connector. There's one pin that doesn't get included on it. So I didn't see any issues there. One of the modifications that I made is this small wire right here. This goes up to my main ground. I use that to reinforce the injector controller and provided an additional ground. Coming over here to the injector controller cannon plugs. You can see we've got the 4-pin and then the two 6-pins that everything looks fine on those. I didn't see any issues on the back. None of the pins are pulling out. This is the other connector that goes to the injector controller, runs down to there. No issues there. Pulled it, including back here, checked it, no problems. Wiring harness going to the injectors on this side, no issues there. This is the high pressure fuel sensor that I've been concerned about. I haven't gotten back in to retest that because the manual gives conflicting guidance on how to test it and what you should get out of it. One of the tests I did do was checking the leads from the back of this. So one of these leads runs back here to the main ECU cannon plug, pin 16. Good continuity there. Another one of the pins runs from the pressure sensor over here to the mass airflow. I pinned that out, good continuity there. I did one of the other ones, runs over here to this one right here, which, I don't know if you can see that. There we go. And that's your coolant temperature sensor. Again, those are the 3 main lines that come out of it, and all of those pinned out just fine. And the one issue that I'm running into is running the 5-volt power to the actual pressure sensor to then check to see whether or not it's supposed to get 0.5 volts coming out, or 0.5 ohms, or 5 ohms, or 5 volts. The manual is messed up. So kind of throughout this, I was also going through and checking all of my hosing. All of them are tight. I can't move any of them, other than this one. Like this whole assembly kind of wiggles in it. All of them are good. No issues with torn hoses or anything like that. This connector and extension seems like it's fine. I already pinned through this. No connection issues. The harness that goes to the ECU. This then runs up to, oh geez, my brain's not working. This runs to the mass airflow. No, correction. So this one runs to my mass airflow. This one runs to the old mass airflow sensor, and then this would run to my TMAP. All of those seem fine, no issues. What I will say is odd is on the mass airflow, the replacement harness only has 4 wires coming into it. The original had 5. I'm pretty sure that's because originally the mass airflow also had a temperature sensor, which they've relocated to the TMAP instead of it being just a regular map sensor. Over here to this side, I checked all the wires and terminals for my injectors over here. Everything's straight. Checked all of my lines down here. Nothing's loose. This is fine. This one's, as you can see, it's clocked at to 1 o'clock-ish. I don't know if I have this camera leveled correctly, but I can't see anything wrong. So I'll go kind of over everything. Oh, this is the other set of injectors. And again, these were clocked correctly. I don't see anything peculiar wear and tear on them. Nothing out of the ordinary. I pulled them to check. The O-rings look fine. I'm going to go over the engine bay one more time, kind of slow, and then if you guys see something that stands out to you, hit me up and I can come back and recheck it. Aside from that, This is the Edelbrock supercharger. One thing, and this is more of an Edelbrock question, is this isn't a weird thing with the light that's going on right here. This looks like it wasn't sprayed. And I don't know if that's normal or if this has gotten hot enough for it to actually cook. This side looks almost bright orange. I don't know if that was just like it not getting sprayed properly thing from the shop, or if it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me, really. But it is what it is. I am curious what this is supposed to be, supposed to have. There seems to be some sort of thing going on here. I don't know if that's supposed to have something in there or not. There isn't anything in the step manual. These are my two gaskets. They were not crushed, cramped, cracked, nothing. They were perfectly fine. I will say that the holes on the base of the runners, they don't stand very far above those holes. So I'm wondering if maybe part of the issue could be that they need to be just a hair longer, or the holes on the runners were just a little too deep. But like on the pictures that I posted up, you can't see any blow-by coming around the seals themselves. You can see plenty of dirt on the outside, which someone pointed out is probably because I probably sprayed about 3 cans of carb cleaner around checking for leaks. It probably just cooked on there. But this is the O-ring that was provided. Or not O-ring, the manifold gasket that was provided. Seems like it's perfectly fine. I've already pressure tested this joker multiple times. Holds pressure, or holds vacuum. Doesn't leak when I smoke it. Seems happy. I added hose clamps onto it just to make sure that there's nothing wrong with it, and that if there was a possible leak from the hose, that wasn't the issue. I'm kind of striking out here, guys. I'd pull the injector O-rings out of it right now, but I'm trying to leave those in so that they don't get moved around any more than is absolutely necessary. But yeah, that's kind of it. Thanks much.